Okay, I'm so excited to share with my audience today. And the dogs are all going off in celebration. I have my wonderful friend here, Tosca, who I've known now for over 20 years. And she was my very, very first interview that I ever did with anyone. I think it might be on my channel still. I'm not sure. It was so long ago. And Tosca is here to share with my beautiful audience that she has finished and completed and is now releasing her book, Claim Your Goddess Self, which is the one behind us here. And this is a very big occasion because Tosca's been working on this for a long time. It's a bit of a life work for her. And Tosca is someone who is highly trained in a whole range of areas. She is a counselor in schools. She is trained, has a master's in counseling. She is a clinical hypnotherapist, trained in hypnotherapy, and has a range of other qualifications as well. What I really love about Tosca that I want to share with you all is that she's so happy and upbeat and positive. And I love that because I tend to go around, you know, fairly positive and perky and singing to my dog all day, which my dog loves, and surprisingly. But Tosca is sort of very much like always very upbeat and buoyant and vibrant. And that's such a beautiful quality to have, you know, in the world at the moment too, with everything going on. To be able to hold and sustain that quality is a real gift, and it's a skill, and it's a beautiful thing that you bring to the world, and I love that about you. So big welcome, Tosca. I love to hear a bit more about yourself for my audience, even though many of them have probably seen you before. And then I'd love to get stuck into what your beautiful book is bringing to the world.
Thank you, beautiful soul sister, kindred spirit. I really feel like a deep connection between us, and it is an honor to be here in this beautiful space with you and all your beautiful people that will be listening and watching.
Thank you.
What I actually do is I support mainly women and youth to claim their unique gifts and joys, and to actually celebrate it, not to put it under the rug, not to deny it, but to actually go, this is me. I am who I am. I celebrate that beyond anxiety, beyond worry, beyond all the fears and societal expectations, to go, no, I claim me. And that is really my journey that I offer to the world. And it's also about this book, Claim Your Goddess Power, is about claiming yourself.
It's much easier to suppress and squash your light so that you don't shine too bright and trigger other people. Which is, you know, it's much easier to just come into a space with people and just be under the radar, not fully express your true shining potential, because that can be challenging for some people. Do you think that's one of the reasons why we squash our true beauty?
I do. And I love that. We are beauty, and it is about us claiming and having trust and faith in ourselves to honor our soul, to honor this reason why we've been born, like to really hold it in the highest good. And I do. I think it's the fear of maybe being judged, the fear of societal expectations, the fear of what will people think of me. There's a lot of
peer pressure,
peer pressure to go, oh, I can't be that. What if I say that? What if people judge me? What if? And I think that really holds people down, like, especially if they've had experiences from a child or in their childhood, then actually speaking up and being true to their own authentic voice and power can be difficult.
Yes, absolutely. What were the ways that you were able to claim and step into that free
Mm.
expression of who you truly are. What do you think aided you? How were you able to do it, Tosca?
Yeah, I can honestly say it was the process of this book, really stepping in and owning it, meeting my fears, like all my, negative self-beliefs. I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm too old, I'm this, I'm all of those things that can come up especially when you start to stand in your own light, and to really meet them with my fear, to meet them with my love, to meet them with my faith, and to actually be in that space to go, no, I am worthy. My soul is here. I am here on a specific purpose. And with me and us speaking up, it allows other beautiful people to hold and speak their truth.
I must say that in Australia, I find there is very much a suppression of that beautiful ability to shine our light. You know, for example, if you lived in America, which is an anagram
Mm-hmm.
for the I am race, you are more supported to shine and to stand up and to be who you are and to not be dimming your own light. But in Australia, there seems to be a sort of a general energy of us not wanting to put our head above the pulpit, not to stand above the crowd, or all that sort of thing. So I think it's also a
Yes.
cultural thing that we're dealing with here in Australia. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it is really different in America.
Mm,
Totally. From what I hear and what my friends say to being here in Australia, it
mhm.
feels like it's a different context, a different cultural set of beliefs and norms that we believe we have to be entrained to. Definitely. Mm.
Yes, yes. So share with us, Tosca, on your journey, maybe one memory of something that was a moment of great epiphany or empowerment for you that was on your journey that helped you to be where you are now before we get into the book.
Yeah. There was one thing that really stood out for me, that made me realize that I'm here on purpose, and that to trust yourself, to trust your intuition, to have that faith. It happened. I was 18, and there's a main street in Cairns where I live in far north Queensland, and there's a big intersection. And I had just pulled up in my mum's car because I didn't have a car then. Driving my mum's car, pulled up. There was a red light, so I'd stop. And then within a millisecond, I saw the lights go green. I thought, I'll take off. But in that millisecond, I thought I saw a red flash go across my eyes, a sense of like deja vu. So in that seeing that, I pulled up and I thought, oh, what was that? And after that, what happened? A red car came running through the lights, beeping and putting their horns on, screeching through. There were cars coming left, right, and center because he had run the lights. And I really believe if I had gone when I was meant to go, I definitely would have been in a major car accident.
Yes.
And it was in that point when I pulled across the road, crying and heaving and going, oh my gosh, what did I just see? What did I just feel? It was that deepening of trust to go, wow, there's a bigger force here for all of us. There's a bigger spiritual force that holds us all. And it was that deep knowing that really brought me to my journey.
Wow. Wow. That ability to tap into that intuition, or to acknowledge and recognize that there was a higher message for you that you needed to listen to.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. And I don't know what actually made me trust, but there was a trust and a faith. I didn't come back and go, oh, what was that? That's a bit of nonsense, imagination. It felt so real and felt so in the moment there wasn't a point of not being able to disbelieve it. It was totally believable. And I do believe that point in that moment could have been easily in a major car accident. I believe it actually saved my life because there were cars beeping around and cars screeching. It was a whole scene going around me. So
Wow.
yeah, there's bigger messages here for all of us.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's really powerful. So, Tosca, share with us a little bit about what guided you to the journey of writing the book, and how was the journey of writing this book? Because it's a mammoth project to take on the writing of a book. Not only do you write the whole thing, but then you've got the process of the, the publishing, the editing, then you've got the marketing and the promotion, and on it goes. It's like, a huge process. And so please share with us a bit about that. There's a famous saying, isn't there, that every person has a good book in them. And maybe when they hear the process, they might not necessarily want to partake, but it's a huge process. And, that in itself is strong calling, that you're meant to do this, or you wouldn't take it on.
Agree. It's that sense of knowing in your spiritual faith that when are you going to stop being so busy that you can't fully enter into your life? Because we are busy doing this, working, families, all the things. And I believe it's only when we really surrender into our spirit and our soul that things start to be highlighted with our next step and journey. And that definitely was for me with the book. So the first part of this book was part of an assessment. I was completing my postgrad in spiritual directorship, and we had a thesis of 10,000 words. So I wrote the thesis. I thought, yes, I'll get the results. I'll pass the course, and done. And I thought that was the end of the journey. So that little bit of, writing sat there probably a year and a half. And then I kept getting this calling, knock, knock, knock on my heart. We want you to write the book. We want you to finish the book. I thought, I don't want to write a book. It's a lot of work. I don't know if I've got it in me. I don't know if I've really got it in me. And over the 2.5 years, knock, 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 in my meditations, we want you to finish the book. We want you to finish the book. And then suddenly it came to me, and it was that your message is important because it allows other people to stand in their own light and grace to speak their truth. So do you not want to do that? And I thought, I do want to do that. So I suppose the answer is yes, let's finish off the book.
That's a real message to people, for anyone, not only writing a book, but to really take on the challenge of pursuing their mission, their life's mission, their life's work, their soul mission, the calling of their gifts that they're here to bring the world. And often it's the hardest thing we have to overcome and share, but it's also the greatest thing that we have to share as well in some ways. So I find that many people say that they have a calling, but they've had all these obstacles to actually give it to the world. But that's also because it's so powerful and so important, and there's a learning in that.
A deep learning and a deep trust. It's like trusting yourself, trusting your soul. And in that journey, you reclaim parts of yourself and you meet yourself. You meet yourself in your fear.
Yes.
You meet yourself in your self-doubt.
Yes, absolutely. Mm.
And you meet these aspects of yourself that really, can hold you back. And I know for me, it felt like I was pulling weeds, not smart enough, not, writing's not my thing, blah, 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 pulling weeds out of a garden, like,
Yeah.
yeah, not worthy, not strong, not lovable, too old, blah, 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 all the weeds until they had been revealed, they'd been acknowledged, and then I put my hands back into that soil and I started feeling potential and seeds of possibility. And it was in those seeds I thought, okay, I'm now ready to take the next step. I'm now ready to trust to take the next step. So, yes, listening to our soul's voice and trusting ourselves in the journey is I believe the next revolution. Like, that is part of our purpose in this life, to really hold those spaces for ourselves and for humanity.
I think to answer that question within ourselves is to say, if the whole 3D system of the current financial system and the matrix wasn't sort of enslaving us into its claws, if we had no
Yes.
question of money and there was nothing to do with money, what would we do with our time and energy? What would bring us the greatest joy? What would align with our soul's calling? And I think to ask yourself that question is
Yes.
incredibly empowering, because you'll get a clearer answer than when you're answering it from the space of being stuck in the old, matrix system.
True. Stuck in the old world. And very much this new way of being is about, going in with the flow, going with the ease. It doesn't need to be hard and difficult. There
Yes.
are other ways of being in this world.
Yes, absolutely. It's so much too about divine feminine embodiment. And
Yes.
that is such a key aspect of how we're going to move forward in humanity and evolve, is to embrace that true feminine aspect. So tell us about your perspective on what that divine feminine embodiment is.
Yeah. That beautiful divine feminine embodiment is your creative spirit, your potential, your power, your passion, your purpose is all part of that. And what I truly love about that is that, it's in me, it's in you, it's in this beautiful Mother Earth as well. We are not separate, we are part of all of it. So that ability to see it, divine feminine, and see ourselves in that beautiful potential of love and creativity.
Oh, that's beautiful. I really would love to perhaps get you to share a particular story, or
Yes.
maybe an excerpt or something that you think is
Yes.
really going to perhaps, enlighten the audience as they're listening to this today.
Absolutely. I want to read a story because this book it's like a spiritual guidebook. It's like a journal that you can write into it. So there's got pages of writing that you can, oops, I'm going out of the screen there. Go
My
back
book is
in.
on the way. It's going to be on the way soon. I'll put my order
Yes.
in.
So you can write in it. It's your book. It's your to, dribble coffee on it, to put under a tree. It's your book to write in, because it's got my personal stories. It invites you to write your personal stories. This is your book for your own nourishment and divine feminine. Yes. So
Fantastic.
let me grab that story for you.
Okay.
And this is a story about claiming joy. And yeah, this is one of the stories. And this story comes with my mother's breast cancer journey. And it's also, the heading of this one is Joy is the Barometer of Your Soul.
Oh, that's lovely. How is your mum doing, by the way?
She's good. She's very good.
Fantastic.
She's
Oh,
excellent, excellent, excellent. So this story probably happened about 8 years ago. So this was part of this whole softening into joy. Okay. I never knew that I would feel until faced with my worst nightmare. Amid machines beeping and tubes pumping, I greeted my mother post-surgery. I felt for the first time my own mortality, It felt weakened as I looked in the eyes of my mother. I was questioning the very fabric of life. What does it mean? As I sat looking into my mother's eyes, I could feel the love of my heart explode. What happens next? I thought. I felt my life was hanging in limbo, in the void, waiting for the doctors. I can only imagine how my mother felt, scared, unsure, and overwhelmed. The question that was controlling my mind was, do I wait for the doctors to tell us if the surgery was successful or not? Do I waste this precious time being dictated by cancer? I made a choice to be in that moment. This choice felt liberating without feeling the confines of life and death. When I finally relinquished my control of what I wanted for my mother, knowing that all things were possible, something deep within me changed, even in my darkest hour. I realized that we only ever have this precious moment. We make choices every single day of our life and waste so much time, energy, and power to the eternal longing and control. What if we permitted ourselves to claim joy right now? The choice of joy called me. Both my mother and I decided to choose the precious moments of embracing the now. Amid doctors, blood tests, lymph nodes, and all the cancer chaos, each day surprisingly came with joy. Laughing together, singing together, reading, and most gloriously, loving together. I never thought the experience of cancer would arrive with the medicine of joy. So, yeah, day after day, miracles happened. It was just unfolding around us. My mother was smiling, her health was returning, and our prayers were answered. And the doctor came in and said to Mum, Maureen, you are the luckiest girl on God's earth because your cancer has not reached your lymph nodes despite a double mastectomy. So she, at that point, was cancer-free. So it's like our prayers were answered. And it was in that moment of the power of joy that we realized that we walked the dichotomy of fear and love. And it was the journey of us together that allowed us to remember the precious love and joy, even amidst cancer.
How much of that energy that you were embodying do you think was the consequence of that, so-called verdict by the doctors that she didn't, do you think that that journey together was able to dissipate any of those cancer cells and create that outcome?
Oh, I definitely do. I believe the alchemy of me and my mum being, still fearful because there's the cancer chaos, but the sense of joy, whatever it is, we're here, the sense of faith, the sense of being relaxed and happy, that releases stress out of the body, it releases tension, it changes your neurochemicals in your body. So I do believe it had a positive effect.
Oh, 100%. I do so believe that. And it was very, very well written. I loved the wording of that. It was very, very powerful. So um and it's great also to hear that your mum's really well now as well.
Yes.
And it's like another pivotal moment on your journey of a choice in the midst of what could be, like you say, your darkest hour. It's a choice to embody the opposite of that, which is joy. And I must say that when I went through a darkest hour, which was the death of my baby that was due to be born at the moment of birth, that was also a choice to, do I just drop the bundle and give up and then collapse in a heap or that sort of thing? Or do I stay strong, stay empowered, be resilient, And people around me, I could see them, collapsing. They'd come to me and they'd collapse in tears, and I'd be going, oh, it's okay. It's all right. And I'll be cheering them up. But again, that was a choice, how to deal with it. And then I think that really was a great example for the people around me through that we can do this. We can get through the most challenging things, and we can get to the other side. And I wouldn't be doing the work that I do now if I hadn't been through that experience, because everything that we go through empowers us with resources and tools to help one another that are going through a similar journey. So I love that sharing. Thank you so much. Really, really beautiful. And of course, all the details to your book are below in the description if people want to order the book. I think it's still on pre-sales, and all the contact details again for Tosca will be below. But Tosca, tell me, as we move forward on your journey now that you've completed the book, what do you think is going to be manifesting for you as you go forward? Have you got any guidance on that?
Yeah, there's a few things happening at the end of this year. Like with this beautiful book, there's an invitation to join the book club. And that is a beautiful, delicious, and divine time of having those really rich conversations that we meet and we can laugh about and have fun with. So that's first, book club at the end of the year. There's some glorious goddess intuitive readings that have been happening a lot, that people have been wanting, the not like future telling, but that deep soul affirmation type of information that says, yes, you're on your right path, or need to look into this particular area. So that's definitely been happening. And then next year, I really don't know. I'm allowing it to unfold. I'm allowing this experience to be spirit-led. So I am just seeing where this is, because this book was guided and I have full faith in this. So I will be guided to the next step. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, I'm so pleased to be able to share this wonderful expression of your wisdom and your experience, with the world. What would be one of, perhaps, if I could give you, just to finish, a major takeaway for the audience at the moment? We're going through this huge transition on Earth. Everyone can feel it. It seems to be something that we've never experienced before. All the intensity of the information that's coming out, the exposure of perhaps the darkest aspects of humanity are coming forward. I think we're being given the ability to truly express what we want to create in the world that's going in front of us. And for some people, they have, no boundaries, anything goes. Other people have, strong morals and ethics, and they're clear on, how they want the world to look, and they're looking at it in that light. So it's like we're given a full spectrum of what we want to choose at this point going forward. Let me ask you what you think about that.
Yeah. I can only speak to it from my own personal experiences. And as much as, we are all here for the highest good. That I believe is a given. We are all here for the highest good. But in coming to the highest good, we meet our fear with faith every single day. It's not like just faith, faith, faith. Faith and our self-belief goes stronger when we do have to make those hard decisions, when we do have to step into our own alignment and trust ourselves. So I really believe it is both. It is meeting. It's not like I don't want any fear. I don't want any negativity. It's like, okay, even though there's negativity, I'm still shining my light. I am not dimming down. I am holding the highest, best space for all. And I believe that as a collective will definitely imprint and make the difference.
Yes. Yes. And if ever we were tested to do that, it's now, isn't it?
It is now. It
Yes.
is now.
It is now. What a
It
spiritual
is.
test, and also a spiritual opportunity to the hardest times also create the greatest growth.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The
And I,
sun's doing weird things on my head. Sorry. I'm
yeah,
going in and out of the shade. Whatever.
yeah, yeah. I do believe where we put our power and our attention is a big part of this. If we choose to sit, in the sadness, in the grief, in all of the destruction, which is a part of reality here, it robs us of our energy and our power to actually go, yes, that's there, but I choose to bring my power and my light in a different space and direction.
Yes. Well said. Fantastic. Oh, well, thank you, Tosca. It's so lovely to chat with you today. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes next on your journey as well. And, you've already sold many copies of the book, so it's doing really well. And,
Yes.
I hope that it reaches every person that is going to benefit from it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope to connect soon, and love to everyone listening. I hope that you were really inspired by this wonderful talk with Tosca today. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, beautiful Medina. Mwah.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye. Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, darling. That was really
You're very
great.
welcome.
I think having 50 minutes is good, because if you go too long, people go, oh, well, I haven't got time to watch that. But if you just go, up to 50 minutes, people go, oh, yep, I can manage that.
Yes, yes. And I think you're still recording.
Yes, I am. I'll edit all this bit. So
Beautiful.
always edit the videos. Okay, darling. Well, I think that's everything. So have you sent me all the information that you want me to share in the description? Or you can do that anyway, because I'll be probably editing it either tomorrow or the next day, and then putting it up. So yeah, you've got
Yes.
time. That's fine.
Yes. All that information on Facebook and
Yep.
all of that I've sent to you.
Sure.
Yes. I
Okay, cool.
feel I can take it off and put it in the description if you want that, but it is that information.
Oh yeah, no, I can copy and paste it from there. That'll be good. That'll be fine. Okay.
Thank
Oh,
you.
well,
Thank
that's
you.
lovely, darling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let me know how you go when you get the cards. I hope you
I
really,
will.
really enjoy them.
I'd love that. I love
Thanks.
that. Love that. And thank you for this space and the energy of connecting with you, Medina. It's always a delight to talk to you. Makes
Yeah.
my heart sing.
Oh, you too, you too. Lots of love, darling. Big hugs.
Bye.
Bye.